at one time when there was a vacancy both in the office of President of India and the Vice President of India. So he told us one day that on one particular day when he was functionally acting President of India, he had to get up 20 times because national anthem was played at different functions more than 20 times on that day. So every time the national anthem was played, everybody had to get up, and the first citizen of India, he had to get up. He said, I was remembering that particular event when I found garlands being presented one after the other, and Chief Justice V.N.Khare was rising to receive them on each occasion. Friends, this is another flashback that comes to my mind is this. Because this Indian Council of Juries, which presented me the Law Day Award towards the close of last year, and that was followed by felicitation by the Prime Minister of India. I was in the happy company of Justice Patil on that occasion. He was also presented the Law Day Award. Perhaps after coming to know of it, the persons who ultimately thought of me, perhaps they were made to think of me because of this Law Day Award given by Adish Aggarwala. In other words, Adish Aggarwal's India I would like to mention is this. I remember visiting Chandigarh for an interesting case. I was appearing for a very well-known leader of Haryana by name H.l.Sibal. His reputation was, he was a very able person. He used to speak excellent English. In fact, once the late Surinder, son of Mr. Bansilal, at a gathering he said, "Aisa Angrezi bolne wala hamara Haryana mein koi nahi hai." That was the compliment made to him. So he used to argue his own cases, and when he was detained during emergency, he argued his case before a bench of 5 judges of the High Court and won it by a majority of 3-2. Chief Justice Aggarwala was presiding at that time. And also in one election appeal, he won the election petition was dismissed, he himself argued in the High Court. When the matter came to Supreme Court, he found Mr. Gupta was engaged on the other side. Gupta was a very well-known lawyer, highly competent lawyer. And he also engaged a senior advocate in the Supreme Court for himself. Then he found Gupta has convinced the bench within a few minutes, and the thing was going against him. And then when in his turn his lawyer stood up to argue his senior advocate, he found he was not able to convince the bench. Against Gupta and won it. That was the reputation. But when he had a problem, service law, when he was Vice Chancellor of MD University, he had a problem with Chief Minister Bhajanlal. But he was not familiar with service law, so he was guided to me and he came to me. When I went to Chandigarh to argue the case, one round it was argued, but the division bench later on, after reserving the judgment, finally referred to a full bench. So then I told Mr. H.l.Sibal, this time you can argue yourself because you have seen what service law is, what it's all about, you have followed the arguments, I have written arguments also, spare me another visit to Chandigarh. And I said, malafides, you said I did not put it effectively because I knew it's difficult to convince the malafides, but you can do it yourself. He thought it's a very good suggestion. He said, yes, I will do that. When he went before the full bench, this time the Chancellor brought Mr. V.N.Khare to argue for him. He raised a preliminary objection. The writ petition was not maintainable because Chancellor was also governor. Article 361 immunity is there. It was not maintainable. On that aspect he was not prepared. But then as he opened the case, whatever he wanted to say in his Bhajanlal, to his heart's content, he said it. Then later on he came to engage me. And then I went back. I believe one day, Mr. H.l.Sibal, a close friend of his, asked him, he said, I was seeing you arguing the case. What happened again? I am seeing Mr. Rao here. What happened? He said that, you see, they brought some Chittale from Delhi and he has raised some preliminary point. वो तो बकवास करते जा रहे हैं और जजेस सुनते जा रहे हैं, तो इसलिए मेरे को राव साहब को लाना पड़ा. This is what H.l.Sibal told me. Of course, I have never verified. Built up by Punjab and Haryana High Court, was the largest chunk of it is due to the contribution made by Mr. H.l.Sibal. And also, in those days, there were only two names which are heard all over the country, Mr. H.l.Sibal and Mr. Jagannath Kaushal. That was they were the last word in that bar. And I am very happy to see that Mr. Sibal is with us to guide us, and it's a great thing. But the only feeling I have is he deserved this, in fact, much more, much earlier. It has come too late. And in life, many things happen like this, and he should have got this honor much later. Friends, I would like to say only a few words now in conclusion. I have shared whatever Mr. H.l.Sibal has said. Democracy is on trial. You know, in the Constituent Assembly, they had to make the Constitution. The leadership of the day, they could have packed the entire assembly with their own people, party men. At that time, Mahatma Gandhi was alive. And Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel, Maulana Azad, all these people were of the view, this is a great undertaking we are going to embark upon. We should have the best of leaders in the country who command the respect of various sections into the assembly. So we don't go on party line. We will search for them and bring them into the Constituent Assembly. So, although it was election, but these people were brought in through the process of election by searching out for them. That's how you find Dr. S. Radhakrishnan becoming a member of the Constituent Assembly. Sir Aladi Krishnaswamy Iyer, a great lawyer of his time, a member of the drafting committee, he was in the Constituent Assembly. It was that assembly that produced the Constitution. But today, what are we doing? This democracy which we are practicing is not searching out for people of that caliber to be brought into Parliament, into legislative assemblies. The result you are seeing. As lawyers, what are we doing? Kindly do some soul searching. Where the elections are leading us? We started in the Supreme Court with M.C. Setalwad, the greatest name one could think of. For years together, he was the only choice. People have to request him, prevail upon him to sign the nomination paper for his consent. But where have we moved? Where are we going? So friends, if you are not able to search for the people who can improve the image of the bar and hold it aloft, we will be following the politicians. Whereas the earlier generation of lawyers in freedom struggle, they gave a lead to politicians. Now if you are following politicians, where the profession will take us to? Please think of it. Thank you very much for all that you have done. I feel greatly honored. Thank you.
Sevatiya to express his views.
I would only say that I join the felicitation of these distinguished personalities, and I am happy that Mr. Aggarwala asked me to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I will now I will request Honorable Mr. Justice V.N.Khare Sahab, former Chief Justice of India, who got the highest award for the legal fraternity, and we all are proud of him, and we expect that such things will also in future also will.
Mr. Adish Aggarwala, Justice Shivraj Patil, Shri E.P. Rao, Shri H.l.Sibal, Mr. Datta, Additional Solicitor General, Mr. R. Mohan, Additional Solicitor General. I feel that he, despite all my effort, but I had to accept it. So I thank for his persuasion and thank for the invitation for inviting me over here. Now next time what I find that he has given the at what time this function would start, but he now next time if I come I will request him to put down when the function is going to close. So I will not take much time, and I am very thankful what has been said about me, but I say that it is not my single-handedly contribution. The lawyers, the staff, and in fact this owes to the judiciary as in entire judiciary. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir. Now I have requested him. He was kind enough to accept our invitation. I will request Honorable Mr. Justice Shivraj Patil ji and family of freedom fighters and family of lawyers, and always he was dedicated to the legal profession and the legal education.
Honorable Mr. Justice V.N.Khare, former Chief Justice of India, Mr. Adish Aggarwala, Mr. P.P. Rao, members of the fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Mr. Justice Khare said the next time would ask as to when the function will be concluded for me to come over here. Nothing was indicated to me that I have to participate and speak. I thought I will also join all of you to share our happiness and our pride for these distinguished persons whom the nation has honored. Decorates the bracelet. Bracelet adds charm to the diamond, but diamond and bracelet together decorate the hand. Water adds beauty to the lotus, lotus adds dignity to the water. Lotus and water together decorate the lake. It is not the members of the bar alone, and it is not the judges alone. It is the members of the bar and judges together decorate the courts. And today, on one side, the members of the bar have been conferred Padma Awards. On judiciary side, also Padma Bhushan has been conferred on. This is something great of which we are proud. One more thing was said that I think Mr. Mohan Parasaran mentioned that there was no change in Mr. Justice Khare. Very simple, even before becoming Chief Justice and after becoming Chief Justice. I would only add that the positions and possessions may change. One was a small man yesterday, he became bigger, he grew further, he was a lawyer, then he became a judge, he became Chief Justice, he may become something more. The positions may change and the possessions also may change. But there is absolutely no good reason why, as to why human beings should change. The human values and human relations should remain ever unaltered. That is the test. I am very happy the distinguished persons who have been conferred with these awards have remained as good human beings. They are the greater assets to the society, I would like to add. I also saw the concern in the speech of a doyen of the bar, a living legend, a elderly person, Sri H.l.Sibal Kapilji, when he expressed about the concern for the country and the constitution. Three C's according to me. Competence and character, both are there, but third C is more important, that is concern or commitment for the people around us. I repeat, competency, character and concern or commitment for the people. We require such people. Then if such people are abundantly available, perhaps the concerns expressed by our two great leaders of the bar can be taken care of. That will be in the national interest. That's very much needed. Before we came to the dais, we were talking earlier, and I said those were the days people, Mr. Rao mentioned about the selection of the persons, great persons from various walks of life to come to the Constituent Assembly. They did not seek for it, but others searched for them. Today the time demands that we have to search for the people with those three qualities I said, and the test is whether the individual needs the institution or the institution needs the individual.